This is the Division 2 world you know. For most agents, everything happens here and only here. It ends when you log off and begins when you log in. When you're inside, what do you see? NPCs, players. There is another group, hidden in plain sight. They're part of your clan, they're on your team, they're probably standing right next to you. They're part of a club that experiences a different version of the Division 2. The world of infinite possibilities, secret builds, and exclusive content. Classified until now, this is a build you've never seen. Good luck, player.
Division 2, but this is a super off-meta crowd control build with unlimited status effects and 0 cooldowns. With it, you will carry your team through the entire mission. It doesn't use skills for crowd control. It repurposes the Scorpio exotic shotgun to do damage to status affected targets instead. This frees up your skills for heals, making you part medic, part nerfinator. This build transforms you into an autonomous killing machine, sent back through time to nerf down NPCs.
Don't do that.
Into fluffy little sheep, ready for the slaughter. And it's gonna be a bloodbath. Hit the like button right now and comment nerfinator down below. We're gonna jump into the build details in a moment, but before we do, I want to really quickly show you how dynamic this is using solo heroic and legendary gameplay. It's important you clearly see what it can do because this build is very deceiving at first glance. On the surface, it doesn't look like it has much survivability and power, but it does. It has a lot of both. And although there are no crits spec'd into this build, it has plenty of raw weapon damage with a kicker of 55% amplified damage from all sources. So when you need to mow down an enemy with the brute force of the shotgun, you will. But all that amplified damage is really there to buff the damage to status affected targets. If you like off-meta builds, I suggest you take this for a spin. Although this is designed primarily for group play, it's still a blast to tick fools to death playing Han Solo. The mechanics are simple. Scorpio's talent, Septic Shock, applies a status effect on the 3rd and 6th round. Those are Disorient and Shock. When you apply a status effect to a target, the Vile Mask's talent Toxic Delivery kicks in to damage the enemy over 10 seconds, equal to 50% of your concussion grenade. You don't want to just activate this and move on though. That's because your 7th shot from the Scorpio and your backpack talent combined amplifies all damage to the affected target by 30%. That's on top of the 25% additional amplified damage the build setup is giving. A team does really well when they prioritize targets and focus fire. We are running the opportunistic talent on the backpack and your allies can see this icon above affected targets. So use this build to set up the priorities for your group. It's not designed to sit in the back. No, it's built with the survivability to play forward in the fray. I spec'd a ton of skill repair and we're wielding 2 repair skills. I also have 50% protection from elites and 1.1 million armor. We're running the Scorpio exotic shotgun so we can apply status effects without relying on skills. Why do we want to avoid skills? Well, status effect skills are consumable skills and have a cooldown function that is very limiting. Scorpio has no cooldown. This is the exotic biomask. I have a protection from elites mod on it. The talent Toxic Delivery applies damage to status affected enemies for 10 seconds, equal to 50% of the concussion grenade value. There are 3 ways to buff this: increase explosion damage, max out status effect attributes, and use damage modifiers like amplified damage. We are doing all of the above on this build. The chest piece is golden gear for more status effects. If possible, find one with status effects and repair skills attributes on it. Armor regen is okay, but repair skills don't rely on how much armor you have, and I'd prefer to have less armor on this setup if I could. The talent is glass cannon for the 25% amplified damage. We have the protection from elites and a ton of repair skills that give us a very fast recovery when we do take damage. If you're not comfortable with glass cannon, you can run kinetic momentum also. That will buff your repair skills by 30% each for a total of 60%. That's not a little thing. However, I like where the survivability is at with this current setup, so I chose glass cannon. The backpack is Badger for more shotgun damage, and the attributes are repair skills and status effects. The talent is opportunistic for 10% more amplified damage to all sources, giving us a total of 55% amplified damage when you count in Scorpio's talent. The knee pads are China Light for more explosive damage. This buffs our concussion grenade, which powers the Vile Mask. I rolled weapon damage and it has repair skills and status effects on it. The gloves are Grupo, and we're running 2 pieces also for more explosive damage. It has weapon damage, repair skills, and status effects. The holster looks just like the gloves. Our grenade is over 1.8 million damage. It can be more if you roll with the Demolitionist Specialization, but I decided to go with Survivalist for 10% more protection from elites, as well as more damage from allies to status affected targets. I also want that Mender Seeker to heal me and my allies. It only comes with Survivalist and it's hands free and allows me to stay focused on firing at the enemy. Hey, if you're looking to play the Division 2 in new and exciting ways, this is the right channel. Join my Discord for more action and consider becoming a member of Tux's Players Club. It's only $1. Don't miss out. Hit the join button below to get started. Also, if you dig what I'm putting down, I'd appreciate the like, comment, and the subscribe. This helps me help you, and I have a lot more where this came from. Here are the healing stats of each skill. You will see in the gameplay, this is plenty to recover fast and assist the squad. Here's a quick look at the stats. Also, stay tuned for the alt version of this build. I got lucky with a good team through random matchmaking. It starts with only 2 of us, then 3, then a full squad. And we sprinted through this without mics in a single try. It was a breeze. The player that joined first is running explosive secret mines and a sniper turret. A great skill set to demonstrate how this build works to buff your team. I'm just going to try to keep the NPCs peppered with the buffs. Here I went down because I held my ground. Truth be, we had it, and holding our ground was the right choice. But if your team isn't on the same page, you're a sitting duck, which is what happened to me. They bailed. If we were mic'd up, that wouldn't have happened. So the bad is on me, because when they bailed, I should have too. Besides that, the skirmish was easy and we were undermanned. I'm only going to highlight the difficult spots, which is usually when the Chungas enter. It doesn't really matter though, the results are always the same. The team gets buffed, the enemy dies. But notice how I play as the point man when I can. A lot of this is because the White Tusk play deep, or they rush, and the shotgun obviously doesn't have range. So I can snipe fools with it just to activate the buffs and debuffs. Otherwise, I am up here to prioritize targets, control the crowd, and stop the rush. I hope you all understand I skip a lot of the boring parts for you. I know some want to see unedited, full legendary front-to-back gameplay, but most of us can evaluate a build from the key skirmishes where weak builds go to fail. And that's what I like to focus on when I watch build videos. This build has one weakness though, and that is ammo. You are spreading the love far and wide, and that is a lot of ammo consumption. So Slaughter and Game Over are 2 of the best solo legendary hybrid builds in the game. Is the Contender even better? You decide. Tuxedo out.